So today I'm looking at the Jager. It's a new DD for the European line, premium ship that you can grind for Hungarian tokens. Alright, so you go to your armory, and down here you will find the Conquest of the Mediterranean. Click on this and you'll get this map. Take all the missions, one at a time, or two at a time in some cases. Once you get to this point here, you take this mission, then you go down to here. You get 2 missions to do, which I would strongly recommend you take straight away because you can do them pretty much simultaneously. Similar kind of requirements. And then you just get these all filled in and you get rewarded with this currency, Hungarian tokens. Once you've done that, it's a case of purchasing for steel and coal more Hungarian tokens. I was able to do it by doing all the missions and obtaining 4 of these packages, which cost me a little coal, a little steel, some credits and some free XP. But it's not an incredible amount and it's totally worth it. The ship is crazy good. Okay, and for that you get a discount coupon as well, which brings the price down. It's 400 Hungarian tokens, but I believe it comes down to 280 with the discount voucher, which is why I was able to do it by completing the map and only doing 4 of the 10, buying 4 of the 10 required token packages. Of course, you can buy more if you wish, because there are other things on offer, like for 20 Austro-Hungarian tokens, you can get a super container. For 150, you can get the Jager Perpetuum mobile skin, which quite frankly is an amazing steampunk kind of look. I love it, personally, because I'm into steampunk, but if steampunk's not your thing, it's perfectly adequate with the skin it comes in. Just looks very World War One for a tier 9 ship, which is kind of crazy. You can buy, for 20 million credits, you can actually buy the skin, which is what I did. In the end, I didn't get the extra tokens because I need my steel for buying steel ships and I need my coal for various other things. So I tried to conserve those 2 by only getting 4 lots out of the 10 I could have purchased here, and conserved by just chucking 20 million credits at the issue and getting the steampunk skin, which, as you can see, looks pretty sexy. I like the look. I do like the look a lot. It's essentially a Super Umikaze, the tier 2 Japanese destroyer from the IGN line, torpedo boat. You are a torpedo boat. You are the very definition of a torpedo boat. You are not a hybrid. This ship is definitely built for torpedoing. As you can see, the main battery guns are 150mm artillery pieces, like this bad boy. You get 3 of them, and they have a fire chance of about 11%, a reload time of 4.3 seconds, turn time for 180 degrees is 18 seconds. Not too terrible. The rear turret is a 360-degree turner, which is great, as it'll turn a lot quicker because it doesn't have to go all the way back on itself again when turning. So that's worth mentioning. But the guns are only there really to finish off low hit point targets. I wouldn't use them for anything else. If you get into a gunfight with another torpedo boat, there's a very good chance they'll have better guns than you've got. These guns are just about capable of doing the job they were purposed for, which is finishing off low hit point targets. And the fire chance on them isn't bad either. The torpedoes, wow, now this is where the fun starts. You get 4 triple launchers on this bad boy. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The torpedoes themselves take around 72.3 seconds to load with the torpedo reload module installed, and they do 90 knots. They have a torpedo range of 12 kilometers. You can improve that, of course, with crew skills. You could, for instance, bring the reload time down to just over 60 seconds with the minus 10% reload launcher. My current build This guy, Stig, is my long-suffering Halland commander. I haven't got a European premium ship until now, so he's only got 11 points. I took flooding over preventative maintenance because you're a stealth ship. You've got a concealment value, once you've got this, concealment expert and the concealment module, of 5.4 kilometers, which is incredible. It's one of the best concealments in the game. So I'm not planning on getting shot a lot. Also, you have heals, but more about that later. So I took Liquidator because it adds 30% to your chance of causing flood damage. And since your torpedoes, great though they are, don't do a lot of damage, around 7.5k, good range, 12 kilometers, good speed, 90 knots, but 7.5k damage, you're going to be relying on flood damage to make up the difference. So this skill is pretty much required, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, but I think Liquidator is very, very important for this ship. What the hell just happened there? Went to desktop. Okay, fine. Small technical issues today. Lol. Alright. So, let's have a look at the modules. And I put main armaments module 1, engine boost modification 1, torpedo tube modification 1, propulsion modification 1, concealment system, because why wouldn't you? That gets it down to 5.4 with as long as you've got the captain's skill point. And torpedo tubes modification 2. Yeah, you'll need a 10-point captain to get concealment expert. But once you've got that, 5.4 is the inevitable outcome. It's very good. And of course the torpedo modification increases your torpedo speed by 5%. And the reload speed can be reduced further by taking this skill here. Fill the tubes. I'm probably going to take fill the tubes first over Adrenaline Rush. Normally you take Adrenaline Rush, but you know what? I don't plan on getting shot much, and I'm very, very ghost-like. So I'll probably go with this one first, then Adrenaline Rush after. You do have heals too to compensate, so come out of there. Usual damage control party. You get engine boosts. Quite handy considering you do about, with speed flag, what do we do? Let's see, maneuverability speed 38.9 knots, almost 39 knots. With a speed boost around 41, 42 knots roughly, you can expect to see. And repair party, yeah, you get 3 of these bad boys. Of course you could take superintendent, that's a possibility because that will buff it even further. And of course if you're using your Halland build captain, a Halland build captain will work perfectly fine in this ship. Absolutely fine. She's a good boat for training all your torpedo boat commanders. So for the entire line, like the Oland and the Jager, the Ostergotland, the Halland, you get the general idea. Vasteras, Visby. Okay. So Visby, Vasteras, Ostergotland, Halland. Yeah. All your torpedo boats, basically. She's a great ship. Okay. I think that covers just about everything. Her AA defense isn't great, though. I must point this out. She has depth charges as well. Her AA defense is... not terrible, but not good. Bad is the word I'd use. Yeah, let's have a look at what have we got here. We've got machine guns. Pretty ineffectual. Might as well just wave a pistol at the bad guys. And these 66mm Skoda single barrel AA guns. Mounted in various spots around the ship. But you only get about 4 of those. Yeah. Not too great, and a couple of machine guns. So if you get lit by aircraft, try and use your team's AA defenses to support you. Try to avoid it if possible. However, detectability by sea is 5.4, detectability after firing smoke 3 kilometers. Detectability by air is a paltry 2.8 kilometers. Of course, if you do fire the guns, it's 5.8, but 2.8, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. And her maneuverability is pretty damn fine too. It almost caught me out. The rudder shift is a reasonable 3.7 seconds, and the turning radius 670 meters. Anyway, let's go play. So this is my first go in the European Tier 9 Premium Destroyer Jager. Just going to sort out the battle chat, because I'd like to talk to my fellow men. Wait a second, I think I hit cancel. Yeah, no. Okay, right. Anyway, we're on 2 brothers. Up against us is a Salmon, Jager, Z44, Ugumo, Prince Eugene, Cleveland, Canot, Santander, a Bismarck, a Marco Polo, a Missouri, and a Scharnhorst. I'm heading towards D with a view to capping it. We've got, what, 5.4 kilometer detection? They've got a Cleveland and a Santander that are going to cause us a few headaches because they're radar cruisers, so we better keep half an eye out for those two. We have our own radar cruisers, the Chape coming this way. Shiratsu U, lovely little torpedo boat, Tier 7 IGN torpedo boat. One of my faves, actually. Love the torpedo reloader on that. Third gross. Okay, as battleships are flying back up. So we could bump into the Z44. We could run into the Jager Madar. I don't know how the hell you say that. Or the Ugumo. Or all 3. And there's a submarine in play as well. We've got to keep half an eye out for the Salmon. She's quite swift. She kind of reminds me of an Umikaze on crack. Or an Umikaze on speed, depending on your choice of drug. She is really something special. She can do 38.5 knots with the speed flag up. On boost, she goes over 40. I'm just going to nip in here now, and I'm just going to see if there's anyone here. If there isn't, we get an easy cap and some easy XP and credits. Let's see. I've got the Chape on my flank, so I'm feeling pretty safe, because if he gets detected, he's going to bang his radar button. So, and there's a Ugumo on the flank. Interesting. So we have the Ugumo on our flank. Okay. The Shiratsuyu seems to be squaring off with him, which means I might be available to get the cap. So they've got something capping A. So I'm going to assume another destroyer of theirs is capping A. So there's only one destroyer unaccounted for. Interesting. And since I'm capping D... Okay, so there's the Jager Madar. Kind of sounds a bit Indian, doesn't it? There's Prince Eugene sneaking up on me. So we're not too sure about the whereabouts of the Z44. Now she has got 4 triple launchers of so 12 torpedoes that do 90 knots each and do about 7.5k damage per hit. Not that much damage, but it's a lot of torpedoes, and they do go very fast. They've also got a detectability range of 1.8 kilometers, which doesn't give you much time to avoid them. Bismarck over there. Doesn't look like he's moving much. There's the Z44 by the U-190 at A. So we've only got a Ugumo on this flank, which is great news for me. Don't get me wrong, the Ugumo itself is a bit of a ghost, so we're going to be exchanging ghost detections. But he'll want to keep himself to himself. He's a torpedo boat. He's not going to want to engage, especially since I have my allies supporting me here. So I feel fairly safe. I'll send some torpedoes at that practically static Bismarck. No smoke coming out of him. Wonder if he DC'd. Well, we'll find out soon enough. I put a couple of spreads just in front of him, just in case he's about to jink and move his throttle forward. But he does kind of look like he's just DC'd. There's no smoke coming out of his funnel, so he's just sat there. There's a Yagumo, lit by the Shiratsuyu. Of course, I've just launched my torpedoes, but can you see, in 30 seconds time I get another spread. So the reload is just crazy good. Crazy good. It really reminds me of the Omikaze. Oh wow. One of those was over 8k. It said 7.5k damage. Maybe it counted 2 torpedoes in the hit. But 2 floods, which is great. And you can see the flood damage is good. You really should run this as a liquidator build, really, because that's the bread and butter. That's where you're going to get all your damage from. Floods. The torpedoes themselves only do 5 to 7k damage, you know, 7.5. So flood damage is kind of important. I love the way the Shiratsuyu also torpedoed him at the same time. But I got the lion's share. Because my torpedoes are faster than yours. That's funny. Oh, and Yagumo's feeling spicy, so he's come back for more. But he wasn't expecting to find me here. This is the first time he's noticed me. So he vanishes off into the mist, and I vanish off into the mist. Was that the Carnot? Yeah, the Carnot had a cheeky shot a cheeky shot my way, but he's not going to hit me. I'm a very small target. I mean, it really is an Omikaze on crack or speed. It's it definitely reminds me of the IGN tier 2 and 3 ships, the Isokaze and the Omikaze. And I had so much fun in those destroyers all those years ago when I first started the game. Back in the days when we didn't buy everything with free XP. And we actually researched our ships from the very, very start of the tree. And I do believe the Japanese IGN torpedo line was my very first line that I ground. And so I have a lot of fond memories of making people's lives miserable in the Omikaze and the Isokaze. And the Jager has basically plussed this up to tier 9, so you can inflict misery on tiers all the way up to star, or tier 11 as I like to call it. So tier 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 are covered by tier 9 premium. And you will get to fight a whole range of ships from those tiers. With your 5.4 stealth. And your 12-kilometer incredibly fast torpedoes that reload really quickly. The guns are a bit trash. I mean, the 150s. I haven't used them yet, for a good reason. This is my first random battle, but I have tried her out in a couple of asymmetric battles first, just to see what she was like. And I can tell you from that experience that the guns are pretty crap. The AA is non-existent. You'd have a better time just screaming obscenities at the planes as they flew over, to be honest. But her strengths are very strong indeed. I see the chap doesn't like the fact that I'm circling. Well, the Prince Eugene had me on Hydro, so I wanted to get out of his Hydro range. Sorry for knowing how to play the game, mate. I apologize for that immediately. What can I say? Hydro is bad news for destroyers. If you stay in someone's Hydro range for too long, you get sunk. And I mean, the Prince Eugene would have just backed out from beyond that island. The Carnot would have joined in, and they would have probably melted me between them. But hey, you know, I clearly don't know what I'm doing, which is why the Chape shot me. Look, map, idiot, team. Great English, that, right? Yes, thank you, Mr. Kura EU. Yeah. Alright, fine. So there's a Prince Eugene, the Carnot. I'm out of Hydro range now. Just going to put a torpedo wall his way and move on up. Now I can see that our Photogros is going to push B, backed up by the Chape and the Shiratsuyu, who also was very aware of that guy's Hydro, which is why the 2 destroyers have backed off. I'm not sure I'd push into that lot as a battleship. You can see there could be a crossfire opening between the Shanos and the Carnot. And our Photogros is pushing right into it. That said, he just dealt with the Prince Eugene. And I stole the kill. I stole the kill. You gotta love 90-knot torpedoes, right? You gotta love 90-knot torpedoes. Okay. Yeah, Photographs is looking a bit low. And the Carnot and the Shannos will have noticed that. And a Marco Polo back there in sniping position, right at the back on the A line. Oh my god, at A5. What a dude! I play from the A line! What the? Mind you, he got pushed there in his defense. In his defense, he got pushed there by our fleet on the left-hand side of the map. So I'm being a bit unfair there, really. I don't think he had a lot of choice. Okay, there's the Carnot. Looks like Photograph's going to take the Carnot down. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, there he goes. The secondary fire. Okay. Meanwhile, Cleveland has squeezed down between the two islands of Two Brothers and captured C. And our fleet has just totally ignored him. He is, however, on no hit points. Now, this is a good time for me to show off these 150 centimeter guns. The 150s. I said centimeter, didn't I? The 150 millimeter guns. Millimeters, not centimeters. Jesus Christ, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? 150 centimeter gun. I mean, that would be like siege artillery plus. Anyway. So we're going down here with the 150s, gonna just cruise around the side of this island and have a little look at the Cleveland. Let's have a look at him. Oh, my torpedo ball met with some success. Looks like I hit the Scharnhorst and he's flooding out. Cleveland on 257 health. Yeah, you see, guns are excellent for this sort of thing. A 150s can handle that kind of shit, no problem at all. I would say if they've got about 2k or less hits left, you've got a reasonable chance of taking them out with the guns. If they've got more and a heal in their back pocket, look out. Look out. Okay, getting praise from Popeye. Definitely made my day. Now, I could go down to C, but I don't know. I think the Scharnhorst needs to go. He's going to push into D. It's pretty obvious to me that the Scharnhorst is going to push into D, so we're going to throw a torpedo wall his way and see what happens. If I'm lucky, he might eat a couple of those. But I must admit, I am absolutely loving the Jager. She's a lovely ship. Absolutely lovely ship. Thoroughly recommend this one. The event's still up for another 20 or so days, so loads of time to grind the missions and get the Jager. Huh. Loads and loads of time. Huh. See? Look at that. 2 hits, 2 floods, and 1 sinking because he hardly had any hit points left. Okay, we got this. We got this. There's only 2 ships left. This is in the bag. Yes, at least 1 player. Yeah, well, I'm a YouTuber, my man. You know, we have to shoot straight. Well, straighter. I wouldn't say straight. That's pushing it a little too far, but definitely push straighter. We've got this. We've got this. I got your back. I'm the lone gun. I've got your back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've always got your back. Marco Polo's about to exit. Looks like he died to some fires from the Rune. That just leaves there Yugumo, who I have to say has played very, very well indeed. He's kept us lit, he's backed off, he's given our battleships a really hard time with constant spreads of 20k torpedoes. He's been a bit of a dude. Now, if I was him, I'd probably line up the North Carolina, but I want this cap. I want to make this absolutely 200% our match now. Now I've said that. We need to win, whatever the cost. So I'm going to keep half an eye on the North Carolina. Ah, yeah, there we go. He's torpedoing the North Carolina. Of course he is. So he's north of us, gentlemen. Like the minimap says, he's actually not far from that last location he was spotted at. I'd say he's probably pushed a little further north because he doesn't want to be detected. And the North Carolina is pushing north hard, so... right. We'll cap out in 10 seconds or so, and then I'll go have a look for him. And we can show off these guns even more, because the guns are okay. I'm warming to them. They're not the best guns, but I'm warming to them. We've got heals. We have heals, so we can do a little bit of gunboating, but she really is all about the torpedoes, this one. Great trainer for your Halland crew. Great trainer for all your European torpedo boats, to be frank. I see a huge amount of potential here. A good premium to own, I'd say. Very good premium to own. A solid choice. And I love the steampunk skin. This steampunk skin's great. There he is. Okay. Is he running a gunboat build or something? I'm surprised I lit him at that distance. Maybe he fired on the Carolina to finish him off? Yeah, of course he did. Okay. Now he's firing on me. But let's return fire. Are they going to hit him? Are they going to hit him? Oh, so close, so close. Got a fire on him. And down he goes. See, the guns aren't terrible. They're just adequate. Wow. He broke my engine. I don't know, 500,000 credits, 11k XP, 92k damage, 4 sinkings, 14 torpedo hits. Yeah. Couple of caps. You know, she's a great ship. What can I say? This was a pretty average game in a random match. Nothing particularly stood out for me, and I would say, yeah, I'm impressed. She's a great ship. Anyway, my name's been Lone Gun. This has been World of Warships patch 12.5. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.